What's up, guys? This is going to be the spoiler for the Green Goku here from the newest set. So what the leader does here is when it does attack, I guess to look at the top 5 cards of the deck, and you get to add either a Saiyan, Earthling, or Namekian. It's a good skill if you want to add your super combo, but it only does this ability on the front side. So I don't know if you want to add your super combo right away. The super combo of choice is always going to be the Paragus here that allows you to draw 2 cards and warp cards from your hand. So it's a really good Saiyan super combo that you can search for using the front side of your ability. In order for this leader to awaken, you have to have 4 or less life, or alternatively, you can awaken using the green Z Unison. So the green Z Unison that you're going to be playing here is the Bardock here. The Bardock allows you to pretty much add a marker to him if one of your blocker gets removed by the battle area by an opponent's skill. So that's the only way it gains marker, because if you look at the other skills here, it's all plus zeros. The first plus 0 only lets you draw a card, and then it lets you give a blocker to one of your Saiyan, Earthlings, or Namekian. So that synergy is really useful because for your backside of your leader, let's read the backside here. The backside of your leader here, if one of your battle cards gains blocker by the skill of your Z Unison, which is specifically the Bardock because there's nothing else, then what happens is you can add a battle card from your drop area to your Z energy. So sort of a way to like add cards from your drop to the Z energy without actually having to attack. Really broken skill that this particular leader has is the activate battle skill. The activate battle skill allows you to draw a card, so this means you can use this on your turn as well as your opponent's turn. So you're able to draw cards on both players' turn, and one of your cards gets +5. So you can choose itself, sort of a sensu bean only for one battle, or you can choose one of your other cards that is currently blocking an attack. So really a good skill. Also, when it does attack, it also gets a +5 for K power for the battle. So it looks pretty promising. So that's how you're awakening. You have to have the Z Unison in play. It untaps 1 and draws 1. And then you add cards from your life until you have 6. Let's go through the battle cards here real quick. This is going to be your main finisher. It's going to be called the SS Goku Ground Shaking Fury. It's pretty much the battle against Frieza in the Frieza saga. But anyways, it has a triple strike and revenge. And then when this card is played, you get to choose all of your opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier, and KO them. So it has that ignoring barrier clause, so it allows you to board wipe. Has a really nice stat of 35k, so it's really impressive as it is. And for some reason, if your opponent cannot clear it by battle and they clear it by skill, then it taxes your opponent 3 cards out of their hand to do so. It doesn't really tax them, sorry. If it does get KO'd by your opponent's skill, then or just leaves the battle area, then they have to discard 3 cards from their hand. So it's a finisher. You play it on turn 4 or 5, depending on how much you feel that is necessary to tap out or not. But yeah, the other cards that are generic for the support is the Son Gohan and Krillin. They both play each other out, sort of like the Trunks and the Vegeta from the yellow Trunks Vegeta back in the day, where one of them plays out the other. That's what they kind of do. This one plays out this one, and this one plays out this one. Or you can choose to draw a card. They are also able to gain blocker when one of your other counterpart gains blocker. So you're going to be using the Bardock here to give blockers to one of these two, and then they'll give each other blocker, basically, once that happens. Another finisher you can play is this one, which is pretty much a standard in green decks, to be able to ignore barrier and KO them, and then your opponent loses a battle card or loses the card out of their hand. Really nice stat as usual, and it doesn't have barrier, whereas this one doesn't also have barrier. So yeah, the other cards that you want to play, the mid-range options, are going to be this Goku here. It's a 4-drop Goku that pretty much if it's removed from the battle area by your opponent's skill, you get to KO one of your opponent's battle card. It's sort of like a drag down concept. Also, you're also allowed to play this guy for 1 energy, assuming you have 3 or more energy. The other skill that it has is that if you have a battle card with blocker in play, you get to switch this guy to active mode and it gets +5. So this means that if you declare an attack with this guy, he's going to be at 24k on the first attack, and then you can swing again for another 24. So for only 1 energy, you're hitting twice for 24k, and you have a 4-cost Goku that can pretty much draw you a card to replace itself. I think this is going to be a 4 for sure. Another card you play is Vegeta here. He restamps himself at the end of the turn if you do have a Z Unison in play. So you're going to be playing the Bardock and then playing this guy to restand himself after you attack. He also can clear any battle card if he comes into play. for only 1 energy. So really nice little thing there. So if he does restand at the end of the turn, you can use the Bardock skill to give him sort of the blocker that is needed for this guy to block. So basically you can attack and then block the following turn. The blockers are really necessary because you are playing a Z Unison deck. So if they're going after your Z Unison, you won't get a defense step. So which is why it's really crucial for you to use these little guys to block all the attacks. Piccolo is the same way. It's much like Vegeta. It's much like Goku, where when it comes into play, you draw a card, and it switches at the end of it switches active mode at the end of the turn. So much like Vegeta here, it restands himself, and you can play it on energy 2 or more. So your turn 2 is going to look something like play the Z Unison for 2 energy, and then you're going to use the leader ability to untap the energy. And that 1 energy, you're either going to play the Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, or Krillin to be able to block off the Unison attack. Additionally, I do play this old Gohan here. That if you do have if you have a Unison at all with the specified cost of 2 in play, you can free play this guy, and he provides blocker. So I only play 2 copies because he does have the unique clause. So that's kind of a thing here. I do play the Bulma here. That's probably going to be your turn 1 play that you want because you can look for a Saiyan or a Namekian card off the top 5 cards of your deck. So this means you can add your super combos or any of the cards that you might need for the situation. I didn't choose to use the Purunga for the SCR. I chose to use the Cell Max, which is really useful because it has Quad Strike for only 1 energy. So you're going to be using this guy, and green is very efficient with their energy as sort of the archetype they're trying to go for. And then there's Rushing to Battle, which is basically a top 7 search. It's a 0 cost card, but it has a limit 1. So that's why I only play 2 copies of it. But it lets you look at the cards, top 7 cards for Goku with the energy cost of 4 or less from your hand. So that means there's only really 1 real target for this deck, and it's going to be this particular Goku here. So maybe in the future I will cut it because maybe searching for Goku isn't that great because you're going to be drawing quite a lot for this deck anyway. So I use the Focus Breakthrough to hit through the floodgates, and I do have the Dormant Potential because you are playing the Z Unison. The other card out of the set is called You Fool, what pretty much allows you to play this for free, except for you have to pay 1 Z energy. And if you have a Goku with an energy cost of 8 in play, and you do have 2 targets, you have the Goku here and this Goku here, and then you can play this guy for early or free. But what it does is you can choose to place 1 of your Z energies in your opponent's in your drop area, and then you get to basically restand the 8 drop. So this allows you to attack twice with a triple strike 35k. Additionally, he has another ability where if your opponent is attacking, you get to choose 1 of your 8 drop, the one I just mentioned, remove this card from the game, and then it switches the attack target to that 8 drop. And then it gets a plus 10k for the whole turn. The other cards I play are the Tyrant. You guys already know how good this card is. I don't need to explain much. And then the Frieza. So yeah, pretty much straightforward. Not much to say about this particular archetype. It's pretty straightforward, but I'm going to do a gameplay anyways to show you guys how the deck works turn by turn. So stay tuned for that one. All right, now for the gameplay video. So we're going to draw our 6 cards here. So the card we want to keep in our hand are going to be something like Bulma. Since we don't have Bulma in our hand, we want to kind of like shuffle away our whole hand. So we're going to do that. Yeah. We could keep this Piccolo here so that we could give a blocker. So that's what we're going to do here. Okay, we're going to shuffle our hand here and then draw 5 new cards. Okay, thankfully, we do have the Gohan here that allows us to draw a card. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to charge the Goku, and then we're going to play the Gohan. The Gohan here is going to be able to draw us a card. On our opponent's turn, we're going to Z-charge the Gohan here to basically block out the attack. We're going to target our turn now. We have 2 Bulmas now after the fact that we already played our Gohan. So we're going to charge our second energy, pay the 1 energy here to send the Gohan to the drop. Actually, 2 energy. And then we're going to play our Bardock. Bardock here is going to come in with 2 markers. We're not going to use his ability yet. We're going to attack with Goku first. Use the ability of Goku to look for the top 5 cards of our deck. And then add a Saiyan, Earthling, or Namekian. We can't add this one because it has a cost of 8, and this Goku only lets you look at 4 costs or less. So we're gonna add the Paragus here because it is a super combo. Shuffling our deck, we're gonna mid combat. We're gonna awaken here, untapping 1 and then drawing 1, and then taking life until we have 6. Using the activate battle of our leader, we could draw a card. So we're gonna give itself plus 5k and then draw a card. So this ability can be used on either player's turn. So this allows you to draw 2 cards a turn, and then he's going to be hitting for 20k. So that's really nice. But that's kind of unnecessary because it's the first turn of the game. From here, we're going to pay the 1 energy here to play the Piccolo, because now we have 2 energy. We can play him. We're going to be able to draw a card, and then we have a Z Unison. It can restand itself. So what we're going to do here is use the Bardock ability to draw a card. It doesn't plus anything, so we're going to give this guy blocker. Okay, this allows us to attack with this guy and then be able to restand him. We can also use rushing to battle, but we already have 2 Gokus here, so we're actually going to keep the rushing to battle in our hand for combo power. So there we're going to attack, and then at the end of a turn, we can even attack with this. Yeah, so on the end of the turn, we're going to restand the Piccolo here, and he's going to be able to provide blocking for Bardock here. So pretty straightforward. We're going to block, and then we're going to use the leader ability to draw a card, and then give Piccolo another 5k for the turn. Oh, I also forgot to play this Gohan too. So with this Gohan here, you can free play this guy if you have a specified card Unison that's green in play without paying its energy cost. It's also unique too, so you can just block. We're going to keep it in active mode. We're going to take our next turn here after blocking. Looks like we drew the Furious Awakening. We already have the blocker in play. Let's actually just charge this blocker here. Okay, so from here, we can play the energy 3 plays. We just drew one here, so we can play this guy for 1 energy here. And then he's going to be able to discard one of our opponent's cards. We're going to do the same thing with this Bardock here to give this guy a blocker and then draw us a card. So we have another blocker that can attack once. Energy 3 or more, we can also play this Goku as well from the set. Allows us to draw a card, and then we're also able to attack twice with it. So that's really nice. On the backside, I forgot to do this, but we can add the Gohan to the from the drop to the Z energy when we give blocker to one of our guys. So we did that last turn, so we're going to do this for this particular turn here. Let's see what else we can do here. We could play another Piccolo here. He's not unique, so you can just play another copy, and then you can have a blocker, but you can't even block with this guy. Attack with critical, and then we can attack with our leader, draw a card for using the ability of the activate battle. So now we draw our dormant potential, so we can use it for our defense. Okay, so we could have done the ability to place things from our drop to our Z energy, but we don't have anything in our drop area, so we're just gonna pass turn here. So from our opponent's turn, we're gonna block with this guy. We're probably gonna hold off on using dormant because we want to play our 8 drop and then have 0 energy open. We're probably gonna use something like rush to battle to be able to give us a plus 15k. So that's pretty nice here. This is going to be sent to the drop area because it's going to be attacked over. This is able to block an attack. So we're probably going to go down to 5 life here, which is really crucial. Looks like we drew our SCR, so that's really nice. So now on our next turn, we do have the anti-floodgate card, but I don't think we really care to stop the floodgate effect. So from here, we could basically do the same rinse and repeat here. Pay the 4 energy to play our Goku. And then this Goku here is going to be able to clear all of our opponent's battle cards, and then give the blocker to our Piccolo to draw a card. So yeah, we have a pretty good board now. So we have this really big finisher with the 35k, and then we can also use the dormant potential on our following turn. So we're going to use his ability to restand himself, use the dormant potential on our opponent's turn to discard a card. We're going to discard Bulma because we don't really need Bulma at the moment. If they attack again, we do have the homicidal clone. So a really classic green defense strategy, so that you're able to take life and then end their turn using the blocker ability of this and the negate ability of this. So yeah, pretty much that's pretty much it. You're gonna pay the 1 more energy, I guess, if you want to charge. Let's charge a Piccolo here. So since we do have the 8 drop out, we can actually play the extra card. So it's called You Fool. Will be able to help us to restand the Goku. So we're going to attack here, use his ability to send the Gohan to the drop, and then restand him and hit for another 35k. So pretty straightforward so far. We can even use the Kaioken to give him a plus 25k critical. So we're doing a lot of damage, and then we can also finish him off with using the power of the Cell Max here to end the game. So yeah, pretty strong leader so far. We haven't done yet. We haven't done the Vegeta yet. So for the sake of learning, we're just gonna play the Vegeta. Vegeta lets us KO one of our opponent's battle cards, and it switches itself to active mode if you have a Z Unison in play. So you can give it blocker as well. But that's all it does. But yeah, that's all the archetype cards out of the set. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I try to make it as short as possible because this is a pretty straightforward leader. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.